Good evening, family, friends, and honored guests. On behalf of the Superintendent's Office, the faculty, staff, and the class of 2021 of Tiverton High School, I welcome you all here this evening. Our ceremonies are about to begin, and I ask that you all please find your seats. Please remain standing and face the flag of our great nation for the national anthem. Please be seated. Since 1966, Tiverton High School has excelled at its core mission of molding our youth into fine adults ready to tackle the challenges of an ever-changing world. Strong and caring leadership has been an important part of that mission. The last 16 months have exemplified that beyond anything we, as parents, could have ever imagined. I am honored to welcome to the podium a man that has dedicated himself to weathering this storm, staying the course, and guiding our children to the finish line. Please welcome the principal of Tiverton High School, Mr. Christopher Ashley.
Good evening. We welcome students, parents, family, and faculty to the Tiverton High School graduation ceremony of 2021. I would like to thank Superintendent Dr. Sanchione, the school committee, our maintenance team, our teachers, and administrators for their tireless efforts in preparing for this year's ceremony. I must give a special thanks to the parents, main office staff, and faculty on our graduation planning committee who organized the parking, the seating, and attestation forms for the close to 1,000 people in attendance this evening to ensure we could celebrate the class of 2021 in as safe a manner as possible. Another round of applause to all those volunteers. It has been one of my greatest honors to support the class of 2021 throughout their time at Tiverton High School. Together, we celebrated championship wins, decorated halls for the holidays, celebrated during Spirit Week, managed the reconstruction of our roof and HVAC systems, even remained patient through the notorious smell incident. Then we were confronted with the unthinkable COVID-19 pandemic, and the roots of our educational fabric were nearly sprung loose as we pivoted to a virtual learning environment to help protect our loved ones, our community, and each other. For some time, people questioned how and if our lives would resume and whether school would ever look like it did before March of 2019. But then we reopened in the fall, albeit under extraordinarily different circumstances, and remained committed to the idea that if we work together, remain strong, do not lose sight of our commitment to see this through, brighter days will. Standing here together this evening in celebration proves that those brighter days are earned. While our lives may not be exactly as they were a year and a half ago, you were resilient and compassionate and remained united in the idea if we care and support each other, then together we can accomplish, even continue our mission of learning for all in the grips of a global pandemic. So I take this moment to acknowledge our current graduates of Tiverton High School, stand and be recognized. We were only able to make this belief a reality with your courageous effort. You guys can stand real quick. One round of applause to our graduates. So to the class of 2021, you will forever be remembered and remain a member of the Tiverton High School community. I wish you all the success and happiness you so rightly deserve. Congratulations again. One more round of applause to our graduates. Before I call up this year's Salutatorian, I want to give special recognition to a few students. Last week, we held our annual award ceremony, and we wanted to take this opportunity tonight to acknowledge some additional students and their outstanding achievements. These students will receive their awards at the conclusion of the ceremony, but we wanted to recognize them now. And that first begins with the class of 2021 Outstanding Art Student as Madison Pelletier. Congratulations, Madison. Miss Shauna Urego was recognized for 2 awards for the Carolyn St. Michelle Scholarship and as Student Council's Most School Spirit. Congratulations, Shauna. The Tiverton Little League Pesky Scholarship. This rigorous scholarship was awarded to Miss Jillian Mercer. We'd like to recognize Jillian. And the class of 2021's most outstanding computer science student was awarded to Miss Isabel Van Riggermorter. And last, but certainly not least, for contributing over 400 hours of community service to the Tiverton community is Miss Elena Gallant. Congratulations and thank you, Elena. So it is now my great honor to call up the class of 2021 Salutatorian, Miss Shayla Travers.
Good afternoon, everyone. First, I would like to start off by congratulating all of you, as well as Jamison Peckham. There is no one else I'd rather be second to. Next hour, we are all going to high school graduate, elementary school. Watch that year's graduates pass through. I'd just wonder why they were dressed up that way, where they were going. We're moving on. For us. Now it is our turn for new beginnings. We've walked to our last classes, played our last games, had our last lunch in the court, have our last dance. Next hour, we will walk across that stage for the first and last time. From listening to Miss Cottrell's stories, to hearing Mr. Ashley reassure us that the pandemic will end, and playing Mr. McGuire's different games using Fall River rules. We've been through it all together. My first day of freshman year, compared to the middle school, the high school looked huge, and obviously I didn't know where any of my classes were. Lost, I asked an upperclassman which way to one of my classes. They purposely pointed me the wrong way, just like any of us would now. And I can't even believe that I got lost. Now this school seems so small to us. Now most of us are off to college, with much larger campuses, classes in entirely separate buildings, and some of us will even be living on our own next year. But I still remember when we first got our school emails. We all saw that quite taunting 21 at the end, and graduation felt so far away. Everyone always tells you that these years are the best years of your life, that they fly by. And while the pandemic made 2020 feel like it was never going to end, I feel that 2021 went by in a blink of an eye. This year definitely wasn't the easiest for any of us. We faced many challenges, but I'm proud of where we've gotten. And now I stand before all of you, the classmates I've known for the past 12 years of my life, and I reminisce on our memories together. While we live in this moment, I realize that this soon will be a memory too. So I thank all of you for countless memories that I've been so grateful to have made, along with the lifelong friends and family that I have here at Tiverton High School. And I will continue to hold as I continue on to the next chapter of my life. I have to admit that following the pandemic, senioritis hit most of us pretty early. Most of us are definitely guilty of taking that test at home, staying home just to sleep in during our study, or taking a day off just because we wanted to. However, looking at your faces now, I realize how much I took those days for granted. I realize now that high school really wasn't that bad, or especially not as hard as our middle school teachers made it out to be. By no means a traditional school year, but we are by no means a traditional senior class. As I've watched the classes above us graduate, I've realized just how truly amazing our class was. We have made our mark on Tiverton High School and left behind a legacy for the classes below us to look back on. I don't know if you guys remember back in middle school, in 8th grade, when we were all sat down and told that we were the worst class to pass through the middle school, and that we better pull it together in high school. I think that we did more than that. With 120 graduating seniors, more than half of us made it onto Rhode Island National Honor Society, and we definitely kept Mr. Murray busy, putting up at least 15 banners during our last 4 years at Tiverton High School. As this chapter in our life is closing, it's important to thank those that supported us on our journey, whether that was parents, guardians, teachers. Each and every one of them played a key role in us who we are today. I'd like to give a special thanks to my parents and family, who have always encouraged me to do my best, as well as the classmates who have become family and been there for me as well. Another thanks goes out to the faculty and staff that have worked tirelessly this year to keep us all safe, such as Mr. Murray, who worked around the clock to make sports happen, Paul, who retired last month but spent the last 4 years of our high school experience working day in and day out to help keep our building clean, and Mrs. Morissette, as well as the other Tiverton parents who found ways to plan senior events during a difficult time. Thank you to each and every one of you for making my experience at Tiverton High School unforgettable. And I encourage you all to continue and make those unforgettable memories so that in 10 years, when we have our absolute banger of a class reunion, I can hear all about them. I couldn't be more proud to be your class valedictorian. Thank you, and congratulations to the class of 2021. I would now like to welcome this year's guest speaker, a retired teacher from Tiverton High School. While I never had the honor to have him as a teacher, I described him as courageous, wise, real, one of a kind, often referring to him as a scallywag. Please welcome to the stage, Mr. Fernandez.
Well, good evening, everyone. And congratulations to the high-performing class of 2021. It's a great honor to be here and to see you all again one more time. And thank you for being on time to this, your final high school classroom, if I will. I have a few short lessons for you from experiences learned in my life. I hope you see the message in them and find them useful, and I promise no homework. So if you would please open your notebooks for lesson number 1, titled A Mentor's Slightest Bit of Vision. You and I will always have something in common because Tiverton High School is also my alma mater, class of 1975. Among the fantastic teachers of that time, there stood one who noticed my lack of direction. His name was Alfred Borelli, and he was my industrial arts woodworking teacher. He would become a lifelong mentor. He taught me all the skills I would need as an adult: carpentry, electronics, drafting, and architecture, even plumbing and masonry, and before the age of computers, how to research and write a proper paper. Then at graduation, he sent me on my way, but our paths would soon cross again, only 2 years later when he discovered I was spinning my wheels working in old night. My mentor's solution to this was a quick conversation and an impromptu drive to Rhode Island College with $100 of his money to pay for my first college class. He only asked that I see it through and that the rest would take care of itself. On the other end was a better life. My mentor had invested in me, not about to let him down. So I took the class, driving to Providence 4 mornings a week after my midnight to 8 a.m. shift at the factory. Passed the class with a C+, and then something happened. I realized I could indeed see it through. 1977, going. And then one day, 13 years later, in August of 1990, at age 33, I graduated, working the night shift in factories the entire time. I was at college so long, I had my own parking place. Along the way, I married a loving woman, and we bought a house, and we're raising 2 fantastic children. Only 2 weeks after graduation, I was called back to this high school and appointed to my first and only teaching position. My first day as a teacher was in the very classroom where my teacher, my mentor, had noticed my lack of direction. So you see, the process of good teaching, mentoring, and perseverance does work. I don't have the words to tell you how it felt to walk into this building. First day as a teacher to a clean job with good benefits for my wife and children. My life in the factory was over. Excuse me. I have no doubt that, but not for the kindness of my mentor, the slightest bit of vision which pointed the way, would never have become a teacher. A better life was now before me. My mentor's investment had paid great dividends. So your first lesson is simply this: someone this very moment is investing in you. Perhaps a college or technical school has scholarship money waiting for you because of your proven performance here at Tiverton High School. There are parents and guardians here today who sacrificed for you, who worked overtime, who put off buying that new car, who wore their old shoes a little longer so that you would have a little something extra to take with you today. And perhaps there's someone here today who only has their hope to give you. Someone who's saying, I want that child to go to college because I never had the chance. Whatever the case, you must also see it through, and you mustn't be afraid. Climb the mountain, get to the other side. Collect your dividends. Lesson number 2, time and people. Actually, it's a bit of a mishmash of many thoughts. The adages, life is short, or time passes by, are very thought-provoking. I like to think that truer words have never been spoken. Time is valuable. You only have so much of it. It's one of the most valuable things you have. So try not to waste it on things that are counterproductive, such as being angry or argumentative. Things like that have no purpose in your life. They will distract you and cloud your vision. And I'll tell you something, my friends. In that world out there, the world that you're about to enter, you need to see things clearly with both eyes wide open. The same goes with the people you will meet. You need to be understanding and considerate of them while doing your best to get along with them. Your chances for opportunity and advancement will depend on it. You're also going to make mistakes. Everybody does. I've got a garage full of them. Try not to dwell on them. Learn from your mistakes and move on. And if someone steps on your toes, keep a cool head. Be the better person and talk to them. They may be struggling with something. And if you see someone hurting, don't walk around them. Remember the great humanitarian in each of you. Help them up, buy them a cup of coffee, and listen to their story. As my mother would say, kindness first. And to honor the work of my lifelong friend and colleague, Mrs. Anselmo, I would always remind you to always follow the law and know and defend your constitutional and civil rights. So your second lesson is simply this. Use your time wisely. Try to find the good in people. Block out any ill feelings, and instead have consideration for others. And find forgiveness and reconciliation. You can do these simple things. Know in my heart, find yourself to be a finer, more peaceful person than you ever thought possible. I know you can do it. Lesson number 3, fitting it all in. My father was a survivor of the Great Depression, a time in this country when work, food, and hope were scarce. You can only imagine how Dad treasured the simple things in life, a job of any kind, and enough food, and a warm home. Dad was a truck driver for the federal government, an important job. He was very wise in the ways of the world, and Dad was always trying to teach me things, and I wasn't always listening. But there was a conversation we had only a few weeks before his passing, perhaps one of the most important ones of all, and it's that I'd like to share with you. The conversation centered around living a full life. Dad began to ponder if he had left anything out. And then he revealed something to me that I never knew about him, that although he enjoyed his job as a truck driver, what he really wanted to be was a park ranger. And he said, you know, like the ones you see on TV, they work in the national parks, and they wear the khakis and the funny hats. They're helping tourists and crossing streams. You know, he was a lover of the great outdoors. Of course, he never got to do it. And I had to ask him what stopped him. Although Alzheimer's was down, in perfect clarity, he said that life always has a trick up its sleeve. And before he knew it, it was too late. But being the man he was, made it clear that he made his choices and he stood by. He did regret leaving a few things out. That day, he gave me something very important and powerful to think about, which is your third lesson, and it's simply this. There's a voice inside of you that's speaking to you right now, saying, hey, remember me? Remember those things we talked about? We're going to get them done, right? I'm talking about the adventurous spirit in all of you. Sure, you're going to have the career you want. You're going to make money. You're going to make a ton of money. But I'm talking about the one thing that you find exciting and you've thought for a long time. And you say, yeah, I've got to try that, okay? Perhaps you'd like to board a sailboat and see the world. Or maybe you'd like to do some great hiking on the Appalachian Trail. Or maybe you'd like to try your hand at running a marathon. You all know what I'm talking about. Find a way to fit it in, accomplish it. Don't leave anything out. That was my father's final lesson for me. And now I have a final lesson for all of you. Take a look around you. Take a look at the stage, the chairs, the speakers, even this microphone. Everything you see began with an idea or a collection of ideas. The simplest of ideas can do amazing things. Albert Einstein believed that if you can imagine something, nothing can stop you from making it happen. Consider the work of Thomas Edison, Henry Ford, Marie Curie, Roald Amundsen, the explorer, and one of my favorites, Alessandro Volta, the inventor of the first practical battery. And remember, a true inventor never excludes the human element from the workforce. Tonight, we are witness to a unique and amazing collection. High-performing students, educated in an age of advanced technology. Perhaps one of your ideas will make a significant change. Perhaps one of you will invent a new medicine to help heal the sick. Perhaps one of you will invent a new recycling technology, help restore the environment that we've so badly tainted. Or perhaps one of you will negotiate a peace between two countries. One idea you need. So your fourth and final lesson is simply this. Quote Victor Hugo, "There is nothing more powerful than an idea whose time has come." I say, there is nothing more powerful than a supercharged Tiverton High School graduate whose time has come. Yes? There you have it. I hope I've given you some things to think about. This concludes today's lesson. And I ask that your notebooks remain open because learning never stops. On behalf of everyone here tonight, I wish for all of you a wonderful life filled with good health, achievement, excitement, and fulfillment. Class of 2021, the world is yours. Go out there and make a big noise. Take care. Take care.
Thank you, Mr. Fernandez. Always teaching us. And congratulations again to Ms. Travers. At this time, I'd like to call up senior members of the band to join our band for this year's band selection. Thank you, Mr. Snizik, all members of the band, our senior members of the band. It is with much delight to now call up the class of 2021 valedictorian, Mr. Jameson Peckham.
Good evening, friends, family, and students of the graduating class of 2021. I would like to start by saying, well done, Shayla. Your speech was exemplary. And thank you, Mr. Fernandes, for being here to share your lesson to this class. Next, I would like to thank the parents, guests, friends, faculty, and staff for not only being here today to celebrate this special moment in our lives, but for being influential in guiding each and every one of us in this class to where we are today. Thank you. We have earned our place to celebrate our commencement today through the hard work, dedication, and most recently, resilience that we have exhibited over our 4 years at Tiverton High. Before we start the distribution of diplomas and the celebrations to come, I will share with you all my journey, or our journey, through Tiverton High School. 4 years ago, we walked through the front doors of the school as small, clueless freshmen. We looked to the upperclassmen to help guide us when we were lost, and counted down the school days by class periods, ultimately waiting for school to be over. Eventually, we completed academic goals and grew physically, and even mustered the courage to say that we figured out high school by the time we were sophomores. Then, at the end of our junior year, COVID came in and sent us home. Of course, no one expected such a thing to happen. We were nearing our last year of high school, and then suddenly it felt as if the world was going to end. Would a senior year go on? No one could say for sure. Fortunately, with the amazing work of our staff and the dedication of our remarkable teachers, we were able to have a school year that was as normal as possible with the particular rules set in place for our safety. I would like to thank you all for not only doing your jobs, but for going above and beyond to share with us your time, talent, and knowledge. Thank you. Now, I'd like to get back to the resilience of this class. In these uncertain times of COVID, my classmates had to go through dramatic changes at the snap of the fingers. We were sitting in class with no masks one day. We were sitting at home worried we would not go back to school the next. Sports were canceled, and then when they resumed, parents weren't allowed to see their children play. We performed hours of online learning, staring at computer screens all day long, and we even worked to be in a place where we felt safe enough to come back to school to receive the proper learning every student deserves. The senior class has faced one of the toughest challenges any high school class has ever seen. I'm happy to say our class met that challenge head on and succeeded. Our success is inspirational to many and shows how much potential lies in each and every one of us. Our parents went through as much change, if not even more, than we did. They went through complications with their jobs, struggled to coordinate their working schedules with our distant and in-person learning schedules as well. Each and every one of our parents worked hard to get us out of our beds in the morning, to get us to school fed and clothed, to assist us with our homework, to listen to our daily drama, to attend our sporting events, chaperone at our school dances, to put together donut and decision day, and even the little homecoming ceremony. They went the whole 9 yards for us. These are just some of the millions of ways our parents, or in some cases, friends and other family members, contributed to our success at the high school. I owe my mom a great deal of gratitude for raising me and my siblings. We have made it, class of 2021. We're about to walk across this stage and graduate. Before we do so, I have one final challenge for you. I challenge all of you and myself to do all that we can to reach our full potential. If we all do that, our future will be a lot brighter. Now, fellow classmates, I tip my cap to you and wish you the best of luck in our future endeavors. I also tip my cap to the parents, friends, teachers, and staff who worked with the students to get them here today and for coordinating the best learning experience we could hope to gain in the time of the coronavirus. I appreciate and applaud you all. Go Tigers.
Great job, Mr. Peckham. Thank you. Congratulations again. Now it's my pleasure to introduce the class of 2021 class president, Mr. William Gerlach.
Thank you. Good evening. Before I begin, there are a few things I'd like to cover. First, I'd like to personally welcome everyone attending the graduation of the class of 2021. Whether you are here in person or viewing this on your crusty laptop at home, it is an honor that you could be a part of this in some way. Second, I'd like to introduce myself because some of you guys might be wondering right now, who is this weird, bearded man addressing me at my child or grandchild's graduation? Well, that man is me. I'm Will, and I have been class president for only 1 year, but I've served on student council for all 4 years of high school, and I did the morning announcements, and I play lacrosse. With that out of the way, I'd also like to cover one disclaimer, and it's that in honor of my holistic high school experience, I wrote the speech the night before it was due. Don't clap for that. Don't clap. You shouldn't clap for that. Actually, because who am I kidding? I turned this in late. But with that out of the way, it is the highest privilege to be speaking in front of the student body for one last time, especially considering that 2 out of the 3 times that I've given a speech at Tiverton High School, I've been kicked off the stage. And just a note for a certain group of statistics students that took certain unnamed liberties on their mid-year exams this year, that means there is a probability of 0.666 that I will get kicked off the stage today. Fingers crossed. With introductions aside, I'd like to begin my speech with a quote, because all great speeches begin with quotes. So in the words of Freaky Friday star and national treasure Lindsay Lohan, normalcy is not interesting, end quote. I say this because when Webster Dictionary releases their annual word of the year for 2021, I think it should be the word normal. No, it isn't as flowery or as needlessly sophomoric as one might expect a dictionary's word of the year to be, but it's relevant. We've been hearing the word normal almost every day for about 1.5 years now. I can't wait for things to be normal again. When will it be normal again? Is this the new normal? Could we have a normal AP US government class without Will derailing it? Mr. Teeter. These are all things that all of us have heard in one form or another for well over 1 year now. And yes, for the first time in a long time, we are approaching life with some semblance of normalcy this summer. But as we do, I think we should circle back on Miss Lohan's quote and ask ourselves, was it interesting? I don't know what your answer would be, but I know mine would be 100%, which is a probability of 1 for certain statistics overachievers. It would 100% be a wholehearted yes. Now, guys, I realize that our senior year was not ideal for most, if not all, of our students. But seriously, it wasn't that bad. It really, really wasn't that bad. Granted, I am lucky enough to not have lost anything significant due to the pandemic, and I am grateful for that. But as far as this school year goes, I know that for half of this year, a significant portion of you guys got to wake up right at 7:35, just coast through the day, not even getting out of bed. You were probably watching Netflix too. I know it. I know that the teachers know it, and I'm sure that your parents know it as well. It's fine. It happened. We acknowledged it, so now let's please move on, because I'm trying to make a point. Now, although this year was easy, you can rest assured we didn't just underachieve. Although admittedly, a lot of underachieving took place. On the contrary, I think our class set the standard for what a senior year during the pandemic should be like. With the help of our class advisor, Miss Morissette, who deserves a round of applause on just about. With the help of Miss Morissette, student council, and flexibility and participation from administration, parents, and most importantly, the senior class, we were able to go ice skating as a class, go on a ski trip as a class, and about 2 weeks ago, take a senior class trip. Now, these are all events that, during a normal school year, are commonplace, almost prerequisite. But as we all know, the 2020-2021 school year was anything but normal. And our senior class was the only senior class in Rhode Island to do any of those things. If that doesn't show you that this class is special, I simply do not know what other evidence I could provide. We just get stuff done. We put the P for perseverance in the Tiger Pride acronym that we've all come to know and love from those assemblies with Mr. Ashley at the beginning of every year. We do. Now, as I was writing this and reflecting on normality, or rather the lack thereof this year, and also our time together at the high school, but particularly this year, I was reminded of a famous Chinese proverb that you probably know as well. And I say that because I know how pretentious that sentence just sounded, and I guarantee you, I assure you, I cannot just produce proverbs for any given scenario I encounter. But that doesn't matter. The proverb is called, "We'll see." And it speaks of an old farmer who unexpectedly loses his horse. And upon hearing the news, his neighbors come up to him and they say, "Oh, you have such bad luck, such bad news, you must be so sad." To which he simply replies, "We'll see." A few days later, his horse returns back to the farm accompanied by 2 more wild horses behind it. Upon hearing of the horse's return, his neighbors exclaim, "Oh, it's so wonderful, such great news, you must be so happy." To which the farmer again replied, "We'll see." The story continues, but I think you guys get it. I think that if the past year and a half has taught us anything, is that we should be more like the farmer. In the moment, grateful for what we do have, and unbothered by what we don't. And not wallowing in our defeats or what we perceive to be our bad luck or misfortune. And conversely, not mindlessly complacent and allowing ourselves to be ruled by our bad luck, or allowing our good fortune to alter our actions or alter our character. I think at this moment in time, our proverbial horses are finally returning home with 2 more wild and equally proverbial horses. And it's our job to make the most of it. Masks are off. Businesses are open. Travel is open. Kind of. And it's all at our disposal. We are about to enter our first summer not being in school for over 12 years. And our first summer of adulthood. That is a big deal without these current circumstances. So please, live life to the fullest. Go crazy. Make mistakes, especially make mistakes. Go buck wild. In a way that your parents and principal, Mr. Ashley, would approve of, obviously. Guys. I want you guys to do everything that you've had odd impulses to do for the past year and a half, but have been unable to do. But you have to promise me one thing. Please don't make it normal, because normal is not interesting. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Gerlach. Congratulations. That speech was certainly anything but normal. It is now my pleasure to welcome the class advisor, Miss Kristen Morissette, to the stage to assist with this year's Tiverton High School class of 2021 presentation of diplomas. Miss Morissette.
Jameson Eric Peckham, National Honor Society, Rhode Island Honor Society, presented by Faith Parisi. William Henry Gerlach, National Honor Society, Rhode Island Honor Society, presented by Lorne Teeter. Shayla Travers, National Honor Society, Rhode Island Honor Society, presented by James Gouch. Samantha Eve Marois, National Honor Society, Rhode Island Honor Society, presented by Lee Cusimano. Aubrey Madison McConnell, National Honor Society, Rhode Island Honor Society, presented by David Landock. Fredisvindo Olaquino Bibi III, National Honor Society, Rhode Island Honor Society, presented by David Carnevale. Cole Anthony Cirillo, National Honor Society, Rhode Island Honor Society, presented by Daniel Snizik. Mariah Mary Ramos, National Honor Society, Rhode Island Honor Society, presented by Rachel Mata. Owen Michael Klusak, National Honor Society, Rhode Island Honor Society, presented by David Landock. Julia Grace Farias, National Honor Society, Rhode Island Honor Society, presented by Chris Ashley. Carolyn Ann Moran, National Honor Society, Rhode Island Honor Society, presented by Betty Anselmo. Brianna Marie Aguiar, Rhode Island Honor Society, presented by Chris Ashley. Olivia Ruth Andrade, Rhode Island Honor Society, presented by Kristen Morissette. Michaela Marie Andrews, National Honor Society, Rhode Island Honor Society, presented by Jennifer Landock. Abby Grace Aruda, National Honor Society, Rhode Island Honor Society, presented by Lee Cusimano. Katina Nadia Azevedo, National Honor Society, Rhode Island Honor Society, presented by Lisa Ponte. Kyla Jade Barnhart, National Honor Society, Rhode Island Honor Society, presented by Lauren Teeter. Renee Anastasia Barrett, Rhode Island Honor Society, presented by Daniel Snizik. Emma Marie Bodwin, National Honor Society, Rhode Island Honor Society, presented by David Landock. Brady Adam Bullia, presented by Kristen Morissette. Samuel Thomas Blake, presented by David Carnevale. Zachary Edward Blythe, presented by Robert Murray. Timothy Andrew Borden, National Honor Society, Rhode Island Honor Society, presented by William Phillips. Adam Joshua Cabral Jr., presented by Robert Murray. Mariah Rose Coletta, presented by Christopher Ashley. Andrew Nicholas Carlisle, presented by the Landock family. Kayla Lynn Carvalho, presented by Ashley Hummel. Douglas Paul Connors, Rhode Island Honor Society, presented by Chris Ashley. Trinity Cordero, presented by Stacy Elkins. Anibal Cohen Costa, presented by Brian Callahan. Tyler Antonio Costa, presented by Mark Tavares. Samantha Lane Kudo, presented by Kristen Morissette and Kayla Espale. Alfred Apocalypse Croft. National Honor Society, Rhode Island Honor Society, presented by Daniel Snyzik. Gabriella Catherine Duramo, presented by Lauren Teeter. Jazz Lee Davis, presented by Chris Ashley. Fallon Jean Delavecchio Ronan, presented by Elaine Deldeo. Kaylin Beverly Delavecchio Ronan, National Honor Society, Rhode Island Honor Society, presented by Chris Ashley. Olivia Lynn DiMacedo, presented by Lisa Furtado. Benjamin Thomas Denault, National Honor Society, Rhode Island Honor Society, presented by David Landock. Alyssa Marie Danucci, presented by Lisa Ponte. Levi Matthew Durego, presented by Christopher Ashley. Michaela Marie Downey, presented by Christine Tulin. Justin David Durfee, presented by Sarah Gray. Brandon Luis Estacio, presented by Kristen Morissette. Michaela Alexandria Estevez, presented by David Landock. Maxwell Lucas Farley, presented by Lee Cusimano. Allison Marie Furtado, presented by Lisa Furtado. Nicholas Julian Gallardo, Rhode Island Honor Society, presented by David Carnevale. Kira Alyssa Galka, National Honor Society, Rhode Island Honor Society, presented by Daniel Snizik. Elena Grace Gallant, presented by Betty Anselmo. Jaden Alyssa Getz, National Honor Society, Rhode Island Honor Society, presented by David Landock. Savannah Vegas Goss, National Honor Society, Rhode Island Honor Society, presented by Paul DaCosta. Sarah Elizabeth Gilmet, Rhode Island Honor Society, presented by Dr. Lori Dias Mitchell. Carlington R. Hall, Jr., presented by Carrie Gibbons. Gwyneth Carol Hallman, National Honor Society, Rhode Island Honor Society, presented by Victoria Blazer. Seth Nicholas Helger, presented by Kayla Espiel. Riley Marie Hutchell, presented by Carolyn Malloy. Caden Neville Ibbotson, National Honor Society, Rhode Island Honor Society, presented by Sarah Gray. Michael Joseph Keating, presented by Diane Lebrec. Jarrett Kelly, Rhode Island Honor Society, presented by Lee Cusimano. Eliana Lynn Kelvey, Rhode Island Honor Society, presented by David Landock. Mackenzie Reese Kiley, Rhode Island Honor Society, presented by Lee Cusimano. Dylan Korzanowski, Rhode Island Honor Society, presented by William Phillips. Haley Grace Labonte, National Honor Society, Rhode Island Honor Society, presented by Christine Woolbright. Jared Edward Landock, National Honor Society, Rhode Island Honor Society, presented by David Landock. Hayden LaPointe, presented by Lisa Furtado. Mackenzie Nicolin LaPointe, Rhode Island Honor Society, presented by David Landock. Tyrell Ivan Lewis, presented by Lisa Furtado. Hannah Elise Macaron, presented by Jennifer Link. Nikolai Cyrus Manchester. Presented by Brian Callahan. Kaylee Laurel Martins, National Honor Society, Rhode Island Honor Society, presented by Lee Cusimano. Amber Rose Medeiros, presented by Michelle Bennett. Casey Anton Oliveira Medeiros, Rhode Island Honor Society, presented by Chris Ashley. Ethan Marcado, presented by Lynn Nicholas. Jillian Louise Mercer, National Honor Society, Rhode Island Honor Society, presented by Stacy Elkins. Ethan John Myers, National Honor Society, Rhode Island Honor Society, presented by Shane Parker.
Brandon Mikowski, presented by Tiffany Bolduc. Jacob Isaac Miranda, presented by Senora Rosales.
Patience Victoria Miranda, National Honor Society, Rhode Island Honor Society, presented by Nancy Carrero. Denise Florence Nagby, presented by Christopher Ashley.
Take your time.
Connor Thomas Nagel, presented by Lauren Kaur. Owen Joseph Nicoletti, presented by Chris Ashley. Brendan Michael O'Brien, presented by Lisa Borges. Jared Nunes, presented by Chris Ashley. Jasmine Hope Paiva, presented by Sally Black. Jenna Paiva, presented by Kristen Morissette. Brianna Lynn Pavo, Rhode Island Honor Society, presented by Elisa Ponte. Madison Barbara Pelletier, National Honor Society, Rhode Island Honor Society, presented by Adam Tracy. Asia Price, Rhode Island Honor Society, presented by Stacy Elkins. Shane Brian Ramos, presented by Michael Brigham. Lindsay Anna Reimels, National Honor Society, Rhode Island Honor Society, presented by Daniel Snyzik. Alyssa Janae Rodricks, presented by Kristen Kane. Jared Thomas Rogers, presented by Lauren Kaur. Michael Stephen Roy, presented by Grace James. Angelin Heaven Santerre, National Honor Society, Rhode Island Honor Society, presented by Michelle Bennett. Ethan Michael Scheffler, presented by Chris Ashley. Amanda May Scott, presented by Chris Ashley. Sydney Ray Sylvia, National Honor Society, Rhode Island Honor Society, presented by James Gouch. Haley Ann Jessica Simus, presented by David Landock. Abigail Rose Simmons, presented by Julie Simmons. Jonna Souza, Rhode Island Honor Society, presented by Tracy Priestner. Selena Rose Souza, Rhode Island Honor Society, presented by Stacy Elkins. Evan Michael Torrio, National Honor Society, Rhode Island Honor Society, presented by Michael Brigham. Emily Eleanor Tosi, presented by Lisa Furtado. Cameron Matthew Travis, Rhode Island Honor Society, presented by David Landock. Abby Grace Turcott, Rhode Island Honor Society, presented by Betty Anselmo. Chana Yarego, National Honor Society, Rhode Island Honor Society, presented by James Gouch. Christian Valdez, presented by Chris Ashley. Isabel Lorraine Van Riggenmorter, National Honor Society, Rhode Island Honor Society, presented by David Landock. Joseph Michael Veloza, presented by Betty Anselmo. Tyler Paul Verrett, Rhode Island Honor Society, presented by Robert Murray. Sarah Elizabeth Vertentes, presented by Lisa Furtado. Anthony Vieira, National Honor Society, Rhode Island Honor Society, presented by Grace James. Mason David Viveros, presented by Grace James. Michael John Wilkie, National Honor Society, Rhode Island Honor Society, presented by William Phillips.
Hi, Michael.
Thomas Patrick Wood, presented by David Landoff.
One more congratulations to the graduates of Tiverton High School, class of 2021. We're almost there. I couldn't quite keep the rain off, but with much delight, I'd like to call back our class president, Mr. Will Gerlach.
Are you guys ready to graduate? Okay, guys. Tassels on 3. 1, 2, 3.
Let's hear it for the 2021 Tiverton High School seniors, our newest graduates. We ask that everyone please remain at your seats until our graduates have completely exited the field. Graduates, please line up and exit the field.